FM.com. We are streaming audio live on RTC Channel 5, streaming audio and video live on the First Federal Facebook page. Hey, Tanner, how you doing?
Good morning. Doing good,
back.
Tom. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you'll be over here in a minute, though, right?
I will be making my way over
We
there.
can see your smiling face that way. And we can also turn around and say good morning to Dick Belcher from First Federal Savings Bank.
Good morning. Good morning. We need to say good morning to Katie Overmeyer.
We do.
She's helping
That's
us
right.
out today.
Okay.
And she's going to be in charge next week.
Ooh, wow.
Tanner's on a sabbatical.
Is he really? A banking sabbatical, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That means he doesn't have to pay. Okay, we got the primary election is on Tuesday. Early voting is open today from 8 till noon and 1 to 4 at the courthouse.
230 early voters as of yesterday.
Yeah.
Maybe a few more by the end of the day.
Well, there will be.
Okay.
Yeah. You were at the debate last night.
I was, yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
So-
Broadcasting the debate.
And what was your synopsis of it?
They're both good candidates.
Well, sounds like
You like that?
Sounds like a politician.
That's a politically correct
Yeah,
comment.
absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
in our politically correct environment.
Okay. Well, congratulations to Harry Webb. He's the 2019 Fulton County Chamber of Commerce Community Service Award winner.
That's right.
We're going to have him as a guest next week.
Right. So you have won that award in the past as well.
Yes, and my wife.
That's right.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Also, some of the other winners, Business of the Year was Dawn Peterson of Giretti's. Emergency Business of the Year, Schlussenbader.
Salpatator.
Schnabeltier?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd rename that. I know it's
It's
an
a-
animal or something. Yeah.
It's a platypus.
German.
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 Okay. Business Professional of the Year, Casting Superintendent Cindy Douglas,
Mhm.
very deserving, and Volunteer of the Year, New Holland's Matt Strader. Rochester Sentinel owner and publisher Sarah Wilson announced on Monday the sale of the newspaper to the Paxton Media Group. Paxton Media Group is a family-owned company headquartered in Paducah, Kentucky. I look at that with mixed emotions.
I'm sure.
Sentinel's been here, of course, forever. The Overmeyer family. Jack Overmeyer came back here in the 60s out of journalism school at IU and bought the business, and Sarah and Bill Wilson took it over later on.
Jack served on the board for First Federal for a
He
while,
did.
didn't he?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes, I felt like I was a student because when I sent out a draft of the minutes, he marked it all up
That sounds like Jack.
in red.
That sounds
red.
like Jack. It really does.
That's not regret. That's not good English. That's misspelled. Okay, Jack. Okay, a little trivia this morning. We've got the Kentucky Derby coming up.
We do this Saturday. That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay, and Tanner wants to know the Kentucky Derby is tomorrow and has been ran consistently every year since. What year did it begin?
Ooh.
1875, 1905, or 1925?
Ooh, wow. I'll have to work on that.
Okay, Tanner.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. Speaking of Kentucky Derby, the favorite of the Derby is scratched, not in the race. Omaha Beach has something wrong with it and has to have surgery. So.
Oh, wow. Omaha Beach will not be there?
No,
Oh,
it's
no.
scratched. So
Wow.
there's a new favorite. Game Winner is now the favorite, followed by Roadster.
Okay.
And they are both, their trainer, I should have wrote down his name. I can picture him. He won last year. He's won 5 or 6
Baffert?
times. Yep, both of those horses
Yeah.
are trained by him. So
Will Omaha Beach be back for the Preakness?
I don't know. I haven't heard.
Okay.
I don't know. That would only be a couple
2
weeks
weeks.
away.
2
yeah,
weeks,
so,
right. Right.
So it was just scratched. I think on Wednesday.
Wow.
So late scratch, yeah. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Either way, I think the forecast is supposed to be pretty good.
Well, the other horse owners are saying,
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. So
ooh, yay.
they call it the most exciting minute in sports.
They
So
do.
It is?
That's what they
That's
say.
what they say. That's right.
You have all that pre-race anticipation and coverage, and then it's over before.
It's amazing how long NBC can make that last, isn't it?
They do a pretty good job.
Yes, they do.
They've done it a time or two. So, got some local spring sports. A lot of sports events have been washed out this week. Unfortunately, a lot of rain. It's just springtime. It's,
I saw Athletic Director Greg March yesterday, and he said, it just is as it is.
It's just
the only
that's
way you can
spring
look at it.
sports for
Right.
you, really. You try to make the best of it, rescheduling, postponing. Did get new sectional reassignments, I should say. I didn't mark them all down because there were so many. One to note, Rochester football is now within the same sectional as Pioneer.
Right.
Pioneer's moving
Wow.
up to 2A because they've done so well at
Yes,
1A
they have.
previous few years.
You wonder why.
Yeah, they
When you got a D1 quarterback in
helps a little bit.
Pioneer High School, that says a lot
He
for
was
you.
Mr. Football.
Yeah.
It helps a little bit. Jack Kaiser. So, but their program's been good for about a decade now. So there'll be some interesting matchups for all the local schools. Winnemac, Caston, Tippecanoe Valley, Rochester. There'll be some new.
I know Rochester basketball, we had Delphi and Carroll.
Yeah, and the girls' team scheduled Delphi shortly after they learned that. I don't think they've played in about 2 decades or so.
Exactly, it's been a while.
So
You wonder how they come up with that, don't you?
I'm sure there's a lot of
I'm sure there is too.
strategy behind it, but yes. They also implemented a few new rules. There's a mercy rule now in football where if a team's down by 35 points or more in the third quarter, they're going to start a running clock. I think that's a good
That's a
idea.
good rule.
That's not much mercy.
You can still score some
It's a
points,
little
but and then also if a fan gets ejected from a game, they are not allowed to go to their next home game.
Right.
How they're going to police that, though, is going to be interesting to me because somebody's just going to be sitting there taking tickets and they're going to be responsible for,
Sure.
no, you can't come in the gym, I'm sorry. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. But
TSA will figure it out.
yeah, there we go. Good idea. And lastly, got playoffs going on in both the NBA and the NHL. A lot of entertaining series going on. Most of them are pretty close. So
A couple key games tonight. I know the Celtics are back in action tonight.
Celtics, Milwaukee,
Right.
1-1, and then Denver and Portland, 1-1. I think that series is gonna go 7 games.
Probably
I think
will.
that's a fun one.
Pretty even.
So then the hockey world, you got 3 series at 2-2, and then there's one at 3-0. So
Okay. See where it
fun
goes.
stuff. Yep. Got some tidbits here this morning. On this day, 1910, the Intercollegiate Athletic Association of the United States is renamed the National Collegiate Athletic Association, or as we know, the NCAA. They're always in the news for something.
1910. Wow.
On this day in 1923, the first nonstop North American transcontinental flight took place from New York to San Diego, which that's quite a long. That's about 100 years ago. On this day in 1936, Joe DiMaggio made his MLB debut. He did all right for
He
him.
did.
So
Yeah, he had a pretty good
he
career.
was pretty good.
Yeah, who was he married to?
Marilyn Monroe.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah. I don't know if his consecutive hit streak will ever be broke. That's one of those streaks in sports that's
Oh,
Good tough league.
it will be.
Well, Mike Trout has, 29 games now?
yeah. He's
Something like that.
How many did Joe have?
56.
Yeah, I think 56.
56.
So he's still got a little ways to get there.
Yeah.
I don't even know if anybody's really sniffed 40 for a while. It's tough to
wow.
do. And today's International Tuba Day. It's
That's good to know. Dan, thank you.
You're welcome. Just in case you want to play your tuba.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thank
It's
you.
Paranormal Day. 2 different colored shoes day. This one, Lumpy Rug Day, and Garden Meditation Day. So
We do this every week with him, you know that?
yeah,
Those are terrible.
I just read. Don't kill the messenger.
That's right.
Do you want to talk about Purdue's new assistant coach for the girls?
Sure, I can mention it. Her name's escaping me right off the top of my head, but they hired a new assistant for their women's basketball program.
Melanie Balcom.
He was prepared.
Okay.
She's the all-time winningest coach at Vanderbilt,
Oh, really?
and she also coached at Xavier when current Purdue athletic director Mike Bobinski was the athletic director at Xavier. So there's some ties in there. It's a pretty experienced coach to
Sounds
have
like
on your staff. So
Sounds like it.
So
And
hopefully
if
she
I
can,
were the head girls coach at Purdue, I'd be squirming.
Well, I would think so.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
on the hot seat a little bit anyway.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
yeah.
Thank you.
You're
Dave.
welcome.
Tomorrow's Fulton County Solid Waste District is holding a tire collection day from 8 a.m. to noon. Limit 4 tires per vehicle.
That's an important day because that's
It
a
is.
good way to get rid of your old tires.
Yeah, if you got old tires at home, take them
Right.
down there Saturday, and rather than dump them along the
Right.
county roads.
Right. Or burn them. Don't burn
Oh, you can't burn them.
them.
Well, they watch for that smoke. you know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire department will be out there.
In a minute. Sure.
They get to that quicker than they do a real fire. No, that's not right. Kiwanis Club of Rochester is holding their 36th annual chicken noodle dinner on Monday, 5 to 7 at the Rochester High School cafeteria.
Big event.
Big event.
Political
And the
event.
politicians will be there.
Political event. That's right.
Yeah. You know, Donnelly usually came to that.
He did.
Probably-
he came a
probably
lot.
won't come.
Several times he did.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like to get out of the hubbub of the
Right.
big city of South Bend. Times Theater selling tickets to the South Bend Cubs and Bowling Green Hot Rods game for June 22nd.
Yep.
They get-
Awesome.
Yeah. Farmers Market is moving to the Solid Rock Church parking lot due to the construction at the
Courthouse.
courthouse. And that'll start this Saturday.
Okay.
Knights of Columbus annual Tootsie Roll drive is 9 to 7 today and tomorrow at Kroger's and Big R. It benefits Special Olympics. Okay, we talked about little business this morning. We will.
All right.
Dow was off 122 yesterday.
He's had a pretty good run lately, though.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, we talked before we went on the air about Warren Buffett
We
buying
did.
Amazon.
We did.
He says, I didn't buy it, my associate. I don't know what that means. Jeopardy winner keeps on rolling. Did he win last
He
night?
did. He did. He won again last night. Last night he set the record as the second longest streak on Jeopardy
Yeah.
with 21 wins. And if he wins tonight, it'll be 22. But then you get a week off because they have a special week coming up with teachers on Jeopardy.
So he can bone up for the
Yeah, he
following
can
week.
study over that week, right, and then come back and
Yeah.
win some more.
Now, when you're in that position, what do you study?
Just everything.
Everything?
Everything.
He's pretty well versed.
Oh, very well versed.
Lilly Endowment awarded $42 million to Notre Dame to enhance technology, workforce development, and engineering facilities.
Yeah, very good deal.
That will really benefit those surrounding counties, St. Joe County, Elkhart County, and up
Sure will.
in Michigan.
Good deal.
The Fed met this week. All they
I
talked
didn't know. I wasn't invited.
Yeah, well, you're
Okay.
not on the list.
Oh.
There's a lot of lists you're not on.
Ah, that's right. That's one of them. So I am on. I'd like to.
Anyway, they didn't do anything. They
Okay.
talked about the Kentucky Derby coming up.
Had lunch and called it a day, right?
Yeah. Well, there was, our president was wanting them to drop rates.
Yes.
They said no.
No.
But we talked about Warren Buffett. His annual meeting is today and tomorrow.
Okay. I'm not going to that either.
They had a big dinner last night. You probably didn't get invited.
No.
Well, that's just a big deal in Omaha. Tomorrow they'll go to a baseball game. He
Okay.
buys them hot dogs, cokes, and beer.
Does he?
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay, come in and see us today. We are open until 5 o'clock, and tomorrow 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online with our mobile apps, which is free to download. Our ATM is open 24/7 as well if you need some cash.
That's good to know.
Mm-hmm. We offer many different mortgage products, USDA, FHA loans, and conventional loans, one-step construction loans, premier first-time home buyer loans. Yeah, that's a great program we got. There's no closing costs on that, and if you qualify, no private mortgage insurance with a minimum amount of down of like 5%.
Good deal.
Yeah. Our loan originators, Ben Dalton and John Schaefer, here in Rochester, or Bill Morrison, Winnemac, can provide you with more details. We offer simply free checking accounts and simply free checking accounts when you open a new checking account. We have a new giveaway.
We do. That's right. Started this week.
Yep.
Monday.
Okay.
Yeah. Barbecue set.
Wow. I'm impressed.
No meat included.
Okay.
Or potatoes or whatever. We offer commercial lending for businesses. Contact Lindy Breeden for more information on that. He can help you with that. We also offer financial services. Contact Mark Blubaugh or Brian Bell today for more information. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are a member of FDIC and an equal housing lender. And our MLS number is 399927.
That's the one to make us legal.
Okay, yeah, we're all legal. Now we get into the heart of the program.
That's right.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We have Mike Candidate, Fulton County Republican Chairman, and Phyllis Biddinger, Fulton County Democrat Chairperson. Welcome.
Good morning.
Okay, Phyllis, you've been in politics a long time. Why are you involved in politics?
Why not?
Okay.
It's a service. It's part of what makes our country tick. It's the way we're legally designed to have two parties, and laws that, at least Indiana's codes, are pretty detailed on what party chairs can do and can't do. And I started in back when I was asked to run for treasurer back in the late 80s, early 90s, and just made a lot of friends and been an enjoyable experience.
Well, I know you've done a great job with politics and with the Democrat Party. Now, Mike Candidate, you haven't been in politics as long as Phyllis, right?
No, I haven't, but before I go there, I want to thank you and Tom for inviting us back to talk this morning.
Well, the vote was 2-1.
But yeah, I've been precinct committee chair of Henry 1 for, 12 or 14 years. So that was where I got started.
Okay, all right, now, fellas, we got an election coming up in the city Tuesday.
Correct.
And the Democrats have nobody running for mayor.
Correct.
Okay, why is that?
People don't want to step out and get involved. I mean, politics really has, I'm sorry to say this, but a dirty name, and it's not. I mean, at least not on the local level. And Mike and I get along very well, and we've talked things over, and what we both want is what's best for Fulton County and Rochester City. So.
Okay, now we got a red hot mayor's race. Tell us about that. We had a debate last evening, and lots of campaigning going on.
Well, we have former mayor Mark Smiley running, and the current mayor Ted Denton running again. So that is a repeat of a primary that got us Ted Denton as the mayor. So they're both quality candidates. They're both able to do the job, and they both have a track record to run on. So it's a good opportunity for the voters to look at that and have a choice.
You've also got a race going on for city council at large
Yes.
between the two incumbents and newcomer Amy Rowe and that. So that's another added race to the Republican side.
And it's good that we have a contested primary because, number one, the voter turnout. It gives people a reason to come out and vote. But also, as I've talked before, Phyllis knows this, and I've talked to Tom about it a little bit, it's about the debate. The debate is important to have, and I don't mind Phyllis filling the ballot. That's what the county chairmen get to do, but it gives the opportunity for the voters to get a chance to look at both candidates, look at the policies that they both support and try to put forward, and it gives them a choice, and it gives them an opportunity to make that choice, and that's the important thing for any election.
A lot of people out there will say, though, and you can both comment on this, a lot of people will say the primary election is not important. Why should I even be concerned about the primary election? Because I'm concerned about what's going to happen in November, but primary is going to throw some people out there and we go from there.
I think the primary is more important than the general, because that's where you really weed out the people that don't really need to be there.
Okay.
So the primary is an important part of the process. In my book, it's probably the more important election.
Okay, Phyllis, before we went on the air, we were discussing that you don't necessarily have to take the ballot from the party that you belong to.
No, I mean, like now, since the Democrats have no contest in the primary, and and I've seen this happen on the opposite way.
Sure.
If you go back into the records, I think it was like 2008, a lot of Republicans jumped over and took Democrat ballots, and now Democrats are jumping over and taking a Republican ballot when they go vote at the primary, because they're thinking, well, we have nothing to vote on. But in actuality, what it does, it just supports your candidates. But if you do pull a Democrat ballot and mark for the 3 candidates that we have on the ballot, but it's a lot of it is how people will jump ballots because they have a relative on the other side and they want to see that relative get in, or there's various reasons for pulling an opposite ballot than what you normally do.
Now you have until June 30th if you wanted to put up a mayoral candidate, and you have until June 30th if you wanted to find somebody for clerk treasurer, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Or any of the other spots.
Or any of the other spots on the ballot too. I just use
Yes.
those two as the two central offices for this election.
Okay, you Democrats out there that might be interested in voting for one of the Republican candidates can do so.
Yes, that's right. They can go in and put you can go in and pull a ballot. They used to say way back you registered a Democrat or Republican. You do not do that any longer. When you go, if you've never signed up to vote, when you go like to the Motor Bureau of Vehicles and register to vote, they do not. Indiana does not ask, and I understand some other states do, but Indiana does not ask you to pick a party when you register to vote. So you're not really registered for anything, and so that leaves you free to go. When you go to the primary, then you walk in and they will ask you, do you want to, which ballot do you want? And then you can choose either party you want, and you don't have to explain it to anybody. It's your choice.
Phyllis, you made a comment a minute ago that intrigues me because I was thinking about it. You said basically all politics is local. And you think about that, but then you think about the state level and the federal level, but it all begins on the local level, doesn't it?
It does. And most politicians, for people that are in politics,
Sure.
start at the local level. And like Mike, and I'm also been a precinct committeeman, and so you start, and that's really at the very ground level, and it's good to get that education and know how things work from the bottom up.
Well, a good example of that was our former governor, Otis Bowen, who started out in Bremen as a committeeman and then run for representative, then got Speaker of the House, then the governors, and then he went to Washington to serve under Reagan, and he just worked his way up.
Exactly.
And he was a MD, medical doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And the politics on the local level doesn't have the stigma that the politics on the national level has, frankly.
No, thank goodness.
Well, I don't know. Some of the primary debates can get heated, and some of the advertisement and whatnot can get kind of cross that line. But it can be just as passionate at the local level as it gets on the federal level.
On a national level, I'm kind of curious about your take. both of you have lost a federal senator in the last few months. Birch Bayh, of course, Richard Lugar, of course, and big losses for the state of Indiana.
Yes, yes. I had the honor to go down Wednesday to
Very
the
good.
memorial service for Birch Bayh, and I'd like to take this opportunity to ask people to pray for Susan Bayh. Susan, I'm told, has a similar condition that John McCain had, and Susan was there, but she was very protected while she was there. And by that I mean she was sitting in a chair. She didn't get up and mingle. She was not the normal Susan Bayh that I saw that worked the crowd, and that
She's
was
been in Rochester a couple times.
Susan.
Yeah,
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. More than a couple.
right.
Yeah, she and Evan back in the early days used to come to Judy Burton's all the time.
Right.
So
Well, Evan's mother died of cancer at a very
Yes,
young
she did.
age.
she did.
Yeah, we lost two great statesmen
We did.
with Dick Lugar and Mr. Bayh.
Dick Lugar, comment on him, Mike.
Well, what a lot of people may not know about Dick Lugar, he was our longtime senator, but when the Soviet Union collapsed, he was instrumental in basically making sure some of that nuclear material didn't fall into the wrong hands. So he worked very diligently at making sure those were protected and not getting it out into terrorist hands. And a lot of people don't know that. That's a part of his background, but
Lugar Dunn,
yes.
exactly, with the Democratic senator that
Yes.
worked across the aisle and did that. And then he took a young senator from Illinois with him on one of those trips, and it really impressed him. And of course, that was Barack Obama. So
Correct.
he did a lot in terms of getting rid of those nukes.
He's a genuine statesman.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, and I think on those two gentlemen, you have to look at their lives, and they both worked across the line,
Good point.
across the aisle.
Good point.
They worked with the opposite party. They got along. In fact, Lugar's name was brought up several times in the speeches at Birch Bayh's memorial service. So, and they were told, it was told that they were very good friends.
I think the first time Lugar ran for Senate, he lost to Birch Bayh, didn't he?
I think so.
Yes.
First time he ran, and then after that, he, 36 years later, what?
My candidate, Fulton County Republican Chairman, thank you for coming, and Phyllis Biddinger, Democrat Chairperson, thank you for coming in today and discussing politics. We educated one person because Katie over there this morning says, I don't know anything about politics.
Oh, well, we'll have to.
Yeah.
We'll have to have.
Take a second though, make a
together.
plea for the voters to come out for the primary. Just why they should come out and vote either now or Tuesday.
Well, it is important that you come out and vote. This is your opportunity to make a choice on the direction, and even at the county level, it matters. And that vote is very important. So please do come out and vote. We do have, on the Republican side, we do have an opportunity. We have a couple races that you actually have choices to make. So please come out and make your choice known.
Phyllis?
I think you should go out and vote because the candidates who are willing to put their name out there, willing to serve, they deserve your consideration and your vote.
Good point. Good point.
And Tom, thank you last night for working with the debate and making that
Our pleasure. Our
making
pleasure,
that
really.
happen. Well, our trivia this morning was about the Kentucky Derby. It's tomorrow, and has been run consistently every year since 1875, 1905, or 1925.
What do you think?
I have no clue.
1925.
I'll go with that.
No. 1875.
Really? Wow.
Wow.
Long
They
time
even
ago.
ran the Kentucky Derby throughout the Great Depression
Really?
and both World Wars.
Wow.
They shut down a lot of things, especially World War II. Lots of things were
Right.
eliminated. So, and let's close with this statement from Robin Williams. Remember him?
I do.
Okay. No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world.
Well said. Dick Belcher, thank you very much. Phyllis, Mike, thank you for being here this morning on the
Thank
First
you,
Federal
Tom.
program. Tanner, Katie, thank you guys for being here as well.